Alright, so today we're putting in our water treatment plant and our water intake. We'll be doing some touch up on the highway and setting up an exit ramp for our first town area. So going to be laying out the sanitation or water treatment right here beside the power plant. Used a couple of road maintenance crew buildings there just to set up what will eventually be offices. I just want to have the look that I'm looking for. Also getting it set up so it'll have the room for the 2x3 blocks to do the Green Cities Edison parking lots. Since we don't have parking lots on the PlayStation. So we're just adding in a couple of the pumping stations. Wanted to throw in some water tanks. Sometimes you'll get stuff like that where it won't snap. It keeps jumping to the edge of the road. Just delete the road if you run into that, and then it's fine. You just connect your roads back afterwards. Not sure what the issue is with that. Now I'm going to do a circle here, half circle, and then put the plants in along the sides and around the circle. Of course, you have to have level terrain first. Try to be careful though, because I don't want it to be ran right up to the edge of the map and have that obvious line. And again, same thing happened again. Now, right here is when I realize I might be too close to the edge, but I figured I'd try and put them in anyways. Turns out it is too close to the edge, and I have to go back and shrink it up. I pulled the water tanks out to give me more room. So this is after we've gone back and moved things around a little bit. Water lines weren't letting me put that one in. I want to put in some more because I only ended up with 6. I wanted 8, so I'm going to move the water tanks down. As you can see, I moved them down to the edge of the water. Reconnecting the water lines, go back and put in some more. So that's what it looks like all done. Now we're going to move on to the water intakes. Going to put them over here. We're going to use some canals. So we leveled out the terrain. Now we're going to put in just the small canals. I'm going over 30. I was originally going to make a T, but it started flooding like crazy. It just wouldn't stop. So I switched it up to making a U out of it. And then that seemed to work a lot better. So just putting in our water intakes. We'll also have some water towers to give it a different kind of look. I just wanted to throw power in real quick so that these would start pumping, because sometimes when you put your water pumps in, the water will do all kinds of funky things. So getting those in, I'm going to put a water tower right in the middle. Should have drawn the water line across first, so it would be lined up perfect. I do go back and do that. So getting the ones on the ends. Just trying to give it an interesting look. It's a lot more than we need, especially at the beginning. And if we need more, I'll probably put them underwater in the lake. You just do a canal underwater, and they'll snap right to the edge of the canal underwater. So we need a bridge over the canal now for the office buildings that we're going to have. So we're going to use some of the unique buildings for offices. I put these in this way, and then I realized the one's taller than the other, and I thought it'd look better if the taller one was in the back. So swap them around. Now I'm just getting them lined up where they look good. Also going to be doing parking lots over here. Going to have a lot of Green City parking lots. Takes forever to do, but it's worth the effort. Just make sure you have the population to work there, or you'll spend hours getting them in, and then they'll get abandoned because they don't have enough workers. So we drew the going to get the power over here. I'm using the earthquake sensors. I'm putting 4 of them in a block, and they really kind of look like a transformer setup where the power lines come in and then get sent into the factory from the main lines. So that's our water intake. All done. Looks pretty good. Now we'll just connect our road in. As soon as the water stops, there we go. Now I wanted to put in a couple more unique offices over here. So setting up a little parking area again. Two by 3 blocks. Gonna put in a small office building here. And then, I don't remember the name of the other one, but it's the triangle-shaped office building, that one there. I thought that looked really good, and since the highway is going to be right beside it, I thought that looked kind of cool coming in. Alright, time for our first exit. Set up our first community. Typically, you don't see too many raised highways out in the country. They usually build the land up underneath them. So, that's what we're going to do. It's what I prefer to do with my cities. In the rural areas, I'll build up the highways and plant them on the ground. So that's what our first steps are going to be today. Just raising the terrain under the highways first. Just watch your lines, and as they spread out, you'll see when you've reached the height of the highway, you'll be able to tell. This got a little too high, so bring that down just a little bit. Want this pretty smooth before you get started. Bringing your highways in, or deleting your highways and starting over again. So I'm going to do rid of the bridge here. This side of the road first. Grab our highway. Check my snaps here. Turn off the length for highways. Okay, so we're going to come down here to that node. Curved road. There to there. And that looks pretty good. Now for the other side. Same process. Bridge across. To that node. Curve. There you go. We can come back and smooth that all out later. Oops, that one went a little high, so I'm going to do this part again. Go ahead and come from this direction this time. See if we can get that to knock down a little. Nope. Okay, so we'll have to lower it. Sometimes you come the other direction, it will take care of itself, but we got a little bit of a hump there. Just take it down a little bit. That's better. Now it should come across. Do that. All right. That's that side. We're going to do this side next. All right, so that side's done. Got all that done. Now we're starting to do our entrance and exit ramps. Getting this one up. Going to get it up 7. 4 is my normal length or normal height. So a double would be 8, but I want to try and get the slope right. So did 3 there, 3 up from the highway, 7 total from the ground, 4 from there. Now as we come across, I realize I want to level that off so that the road comes from ground level over here straight into the ramp, the elevated highway section. So level it off, go up 4, make a small road, raise the terrain until it matches underneath. Same thing we did with the highway over there. Try and catch one elevation level up, and that'll usually give you a perfect match to the height. For whatever reason, it didn't work when I clicked it. It went to the wrong spot, so I'm trying to get it where I wanted it. Still one high. I ended up having to take it down 1. But you can see right there, looks perfect. Now we're ready to figure out what direction we'll run in our road from, where our town's going to be. And it helps if you finish leveling off the whole area there. So I thought I was going that direction until I looked and I realized, no, that's the wrong direction. So it's more to the other side. So now we know where we're going. We're going to bring up our exit ramp from the highway to the town. Get those up there. So now we need to slope out that terrain, get it ready. To make our little highway out to the town. Now we got to get our entrance ramp to the highway set up. Figuring out where we're going to run it. Now we got to slope the terrain down to it. Sometimes I'll use that or I'll use the slope tool. Usually that works better. And one quick and easy entrance ramp. This one's a little tighter. But not that big a deal. A little bit of a sharp turn off the highway, but realized I had to space that out a little bit. Also realized I got my roads crisscrossed, or I haven't crisscrossed them. So it takes me a minute to realize that, and I have to go back and rework them. So I can bring the actual exit ramp for the highway to the entrance of the city and not the exit. I'm sure I'm not the first person to ever do that. So this is our 2-lane highways heading to town. We want to just kind of give these a gentle little S-curve to them to get them to the same widths. I don't usually just draw the straight line, angle, boom, boom. I'll go ahead and do a little S-curve, make it a little smoother. We need to clear all the trees out of the way. Usually I'll go ahead and level the ground where the highway is going to be, but I didn't do it this time. I am going to go back and do that, though, because you can see the two highways end up at different heights, which causes problems when you try and do a road between them. So here's where I'm looking at it. That was me going, that doesn't work in Chipmunk. So realize I screwed up. I'm like, wait a minute. Got to bring this one up and over. Trying to make sure I have my height right. And I'm getting a pillar in there. So, got to change what I'm doing. I'll probably come back and clean that up a little bit better. I don't like that last bit of that ramp coming down. It's a little sharper than I'd like, so I'll probably come in and lower this highway, this ramp here. I'll probably lower that a little bit right through there. All right, so public services are done. We have our water intake, our power station, sewage treatment, and we've also got our interchange in and our first exit. Heading out to our first town. So that's where we'll be starting next time. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.